Hello and welcome back to Chubby Pug Yarn Podcast. My name is Emma and I'm your host. Today I have the bulldog sleeping here beside me, so I hope his snoring isn't too loud. The pug is sleeping in the bedroom, so I have to podcast without him today. Today it's Saturday, early morning. We have been out for a walk. So now they are quite tired. I have a really sunny day, which I really enjoy. Maybe I should say it's the 21st of March. As I said, Saturday. Go to bed, Frank. Yeah, so I planned to record a bully butt. Yeah, I planned to record this Tuesday, but the big problem for me when I'm recording is lighting. I have been looking for alternatives to make it easier for me, but Tuesday it was raining. Oh, he's trying to make his little bed out of a blanket. So yeah, it was raining really much, and it was cloudy and dark, and my lighting inside isn't good enough for the poor camera on my computer. So I said, oh well, I just record on Thursday instead. But on Thursday it was still raining, still dark, and on Wednesday I was busy, and then I said, okay, I will try on Friday after work. But on Friday it was raining too, dark and rainy, so no solar eclipse for me. It was just cloudy, fog, rain, so yeah. But today it's sunny and I have good lighting inside, so I thought, yeah, today is the time to record. I am having my nice mustache cup with a tea called Spring Feelings. It's quite fruity, black tea. It's perfect for my slow Saturday mornings, so I can enjoy some nice tea. I'm not quite sure how I will do with the lighting and recording situation. I'm bouncing back and forth between getting better lighting to have for recording, or getting a better camera, or in the long run, if I will continue with this, which I hope I will. In the long run, I hope to have both, but I think I will need to take one step at a time. So probably I will save up for like a good video camera or something. Unfortunately, I have like a regular DSLR camera, but it's not so new that it have like recording, video recording options, so I can't use it for it. But anyways, I will fix it in the future. You will probably notice when the quality gets better, since I figure this is so much fun. I have so much fun with you guys when you're talking and hanging out with me, so I get some company every week, so I'm not sitting here alone knitting. Yeah, maybe I should start talk about my knitting, because since I recorded last, I have had like a cast on crazy or something. or maybe not, but I have two new projects. The first one is in a yarn I got by mail, so I will talk a little bit more about it later. But maybe you remembered, I think it was in the last episode, I talked about the Boblesett, like Boblesett, a sweater, a hat, and a pair of pants. I bought some yarn, so this is how far I have gotten. So it's 1x1 ribbing, and then it's this bubble pattern. I'm knitting this. I knit the ribbing on 4mm needles, and then the rest is on 4.5mm needles. I never learned the US sizes, so you can check it out on like the Ravelry page probably. The yarn is Abuelita Merino 4-ply, and I have knitted some baby stuff in this before, and I really enjoy it. It's really nice. So this one I'm knitting, my boyfriend ordered it so he can give it as a gift, so he shows the colors. It's a little bit more orange than yellow in real life. It's quite glowing, but anyways. The original pattern, they had like a lot of colors on the bubbles, but he decided that we should do one color, or perhaps I could take some of my scraps and do like one accent color on one stripe, but we're not sure, so we'll see. It's a quick knit. I started this on Tuesday, so Tuesday evening and Friday evening I have been knitting on this, and I'm halfway up to like the armpits. It's the size 6 to 9 months, and it's knitted back and forth, and then it's going to be a button band that I pick up for later on. So that's my fun and quick baby knit. I really enjoy knitting baby stuff. I should probably have an episode and show some of the other baby stuff I have knitted earlier. I really enjoy it because I can try like different yarn and yarn qualities. You don't have to use so much money on it, so it's a little bit cheaper than knitting like a sweater for me. It's a lot quicker than knitting clothing for me, so it's more satisfaction, or it's more frequent satisfaction, I should say. When I knit a sweater for myself, I really are satisfied most of the time, but when I need like 2-3 months to knit a project, it's more of a relief. Whilst when I knit baby clothing, it's like, oh, it's quick, and it's fun, and then it's done, and it's super cute. So yeah, I'm probably a baby clothing knitter. And until last year, we haven't actually had any babies in the family, since me and my brother are the youngest in the family. But then my aunt got a baby, so I got a little cousin last year. So I have been knitting her some clothing and a teddy bear and stuff. So, but then people around us are starting to have babies, so it's always good to have a big basket of baby clothing. My little basket of baby clothing is quite small, but it's like overflowing. But maybe I should show you some of it if you like. You can comment on YouTube or in the Ravelry group if you like to see some of my previous baby knits. If that could be interesting. Yeah, my other project that I have casted on is from a Swedish designer. She calls herself JennyPenny on Ravelry. And I talked about these mittens briefly, I believe, called Calavera mittens. So here is my mitten so far. It's started with like a Latvian braid, knitted braid, and then it's 2-colored ribbing, and then a new braid, and then it's the patterning. I'm knitting this on 2.25mm needles. She describes in the pattern how you can like make the mitten bigger or smaller. It's made for 2mm needles, but since my hands are quite wide to be a woman's size, I usually try to knit a little bit bigger. Maybe if I can do like this, it will show better. So it's some skulls and some nice flowering patterns that will show more later. And on the inside there is more skulls, and then it's the bottom of a skeleton on the thumb. So it's the feet and knees and hips so far, and then the skeleton will go up on the thumb. So I have knitted all the way to where I'm supposed to make the thumb pick some stitches up for the thumb. I'm not sure if this patterning for the mitten is long enough, since I usually want to have my cuff like this, so maybe my cuff is a little bit too short. But yeah, they will be really pretty. Maybe I should show you the pattern also, so you can see how it's supposed to be. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can find the front page. Oh, cranky. So there you have them. So it's a little bit of like sugar skulls or Dias de los Muertos skulls. That's what they are inspired from. So, and I'm using like this magnetic board from Knit Pro to keep the pattern in. I really love this thing. It's a pocket on the back, so you can put things in, and you can stand it both this direction or this direction if you prefer. I'm not trying to show the pattern too much. And then you have like magnetic rulers, so you can keep track on where you are. This is a Knit Pro Magma, and this one is like for an A4 paper size. So it's my most used knitting aid, I think. Yeah, so one sock on the go. I'm quite cold on my hands in the early mornings. When I go on the morning walk with the dogs, it's usually like freezing temperatures or almost like 0 degrees Celsius. So I need something to keep my hands warm. even though the spring is clearly making good progress here. So I'm trying to make it a fast knit so I can use it. But I showed them to my boyfriend yesterday and say, "Oh, look at these skulls, isn't it pretty?" And he says, "Yeah, and my mittens are broken, so I'm probably going to steal them from you." So we will see if I will have them at all or if he will have them. Yeah, I'm kind of nice in that way that he can have my knits. It's quite nice that I have a boyfriend who really enjoys and steals my knits. I see it as a compliment. So yeah. And my little blanket is having some progress. Now it's 9 squares. I believe it was 6 the last time I showed you. I showed you in my stash enhancement, it was 2 episodes ago. I got yarn mini skeins from No Makers with the theme of robots, rainbows, and unicorns. So now I have one here that I have crocheted up from it, and I have another one here. It's much more deep in the colors than it shows here, and it's actually a little bit sparkly. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, a little bit. And then I have my chain socks there. So this is how big my blankets are. I can almost feel the warmth. It's quite fun. I have been crocheting quite a lot of squares. I have 5 with the ends woven in and ready to go, so I managed to do with one mini skein from No Makers. It's 10 grams. I'm able to make 3 squares if I'm really working for it. I'm really trying. The green and purple one, or green and pink one, I didn't have enough, so I had to take another similar yarn to make the last side. But I don't mind. I want to use it all as much as I can, so this bunch needs the ends woven in. So that's some progress. And I also have been having quite a lot of progress on the Skappelgenser. I haven't woven in the ends yet, but here is the first piece. Yay! So this is it's garter stitch all the way down to 2x2 ribbing. It's 2 different strands of alpaca yarn. It's really fluffy. So the back piece is done, and I have gotten, I'm in the middle of a round, of course. I have gotten this far on the front piece, so it's making progress. Now I will have to move the dinosaur so you can see it, the progress later on. I brought it to the knitting cinema. I had this Wednesday, so I brought it to the cinema and had 2 hours of knitting. So I made quite a good progress. Now the dog is snoring really loud, so I hope he doesn't bother you too much. If you have watched me before, maybe you noticed that I haven't shown you any socks on my works in progress. That is because they are done. Yay! So this is my Arne and Carlos socks. in, let's see, the colorway is just called 03657. I knitted them toe up, and I did my first Fledge Heel. It was really easy. I'm not sure if I did it right because it seems to be like quite a high heel, but it fits really well on my foot. And then I did some 2x2 ribbing on the top. I knit my legs quite short. You can take it off. I have seen that many people fold the socks and compare the foot to the leg, but as I have been telling you before, my calf muscle is quite defined, and if I knit up to the calf muscle, it strains and I get like red marks, so I knit just below. That's where I always wear my socks, so that works out quite well for me. So I need to take good photos of these now today when it's sunny, so I can post them in the Ravelry groups for the knit along that these were for. You can still join the knit along. It's Springs into Socks Cal, held by Nick Knits, he's spelling it, and Baker Bears podcast. So they are having this knit along from the 1st of March to the last of April, if I'm not saying it wrong. Yeah, I think it's so. It's like 5 weeks left to knit socks. So I need to photograph these and post them in the threads. I really enjoyed the yarn. So I'm looking forward to knit more of these socks. I'm thinking about maybe knit some socks for maybe my brother or my dad, if they would like to have some patterned socks. Or otherwise I just knit all the 6 colors for myself. We'll see. I have really enjoyed looking on Instagram because there's quite a lot of people knitting with the Arne and Carl's yarns. For once, it's fun to see that there's so many American knitters who is jealous on us in Europe who have been able to get some. It's sold out like directly, so there will be more yarn coming, as I understood it. Usually I think it's the other way around, that I sit here in northern of Europe wishing, oh, I wish I could get that yarn, oh, I wish I could get that yarn. So it's nice that I could get some yarn and knit it and see all the frenzy with others knitting it too. I know that Disa, that had Disa's Craftwork podcast, have been knitting the black and orange version, and now she's knitting the same colorway that I just knit. Susan B. Anderson have been knitting a pair I know of, and I believe, let's see if it's, oh, I lost it. Yeah, anyway. There's a lot of people knitting those socks. So, oh, I did forget one thing I was supposed to show you today, so now I'm going to pause and come back with the thing I want to show you. And I'm back. Yeah, because I was going to change subject and talk about my spinning, and I know that the last 2 times I have forgotten to get some of this fiber I'm spinning to show you. So now I figured it's better to pause and just run and fetch it. So these pretty Rolex. Hello, Frank. You going to say hello? Are you going to say hello? He's a big boy now. He's turned 1. Oh yes. Yeah. I described 2 episodes ago that I have been having some trouble with my spinning wheel and trying to figure out what to try next, and then I took these out of my stash. Queen of Hearts. So this one is also it's not as vibrant. It's more of a deep red, white and grey, or blackish grey. I had 16 of these, and now I have spun up 5. So I'm planning to split it up in 2. I posted a picture on Instagram and asked for more for advice from more advanced spinners, and they said that spin it up and make it a 2-ply. So I'm planning to spin 8 on one and 8 on the other, and then ply it together. And spinning Rolex is like spinning. It's spinning like a dream for me. I really feel that I'm cuddle bully. I really feel that it's much easier to spin. It's more easy to get even and with the right twist. Here is the card from the shop I got it from, Knitter's Gonna Knit. I got it on Ravelry, no, on Etsy. Oh gosh, I bought it on Etsy the last autumn and have been saving them, but now I'm trying it out and I really enjoy spinning Rolex, so that's really fun. I try to spin every day, which I almost do also, because when I knit, most of the time I sit either by the laptop connected to the TV, watching like series or podcast, or sitting by my big computer, which is in my living room. But then, since I'm working all days, or since I work like full time, and my boyfriend is only working part time, he is home Monday to Friday, so he's often cooking dinner for me, and then he always wants to play music when he cooks. It's one of his things. So then I can't sit by TV or by my computer because the music is loud. So then I sit by my spinning wheel and spin for the time that he makes dinner. So I get like half an hour, 45 minutes spinning almost every day, if I'm not like going out walking the dogs in the meantime. And I feel that to have a shorter period of time, but almost every day, makes it a lot easier to get the rhythm in. Usually I'm quite like getting obsessed, and then I could sit and spin for several hours and get tired and sloppy, and the yarn didn't turn out well. So I feel it's better to have like a shorter period and do it almost every day, so I can have a little bit of fun every day instead. So yeah, that's fun. On the crafty side, I have actually been doing some other crafts. So I'm thinking about having a other craft part of my podcast, so I can talk about the other different things I'm trying out, even though I'm not sure if they're going to be like in every podcast. But anyways, all the crafty stuff. I made my first pot holder. I found this cute fabric with kitchen tools in my local quilt and fabric store, which is, I go there to buy embroidery floss and buttons, but then they had like these fabric squares on sale, and then it's like this squared fabric in the back. So, and a little hank. My boyfriend always thinks that these pot holders are too thin, so he burns his hand, and they are too small, so he burns the top of his fingers. So I made one quite big. I made it with pockets to put a hand in for me, since I prefer it that way, but he wants to use it like this. But this one is thick and big enough. So I did have some problems with it, but I did evaluate how this went, and I have fabric enough to make one pretty pair. So it's really fun to have the sewing machine and try out stuff, learning lots. I hope I will be good enough to sew myself some nice pajamas in the future. We'll see if I will do it in like a summer project or if I will make it in the autumn or now. I'm not sure, but I don't have any fabric for it, but that's one thing I would like to try. And I also would love to sew myself some dresses or skirts, or yeah, I would really like to sew some more to explore it. I'm quite lucky that I have both my grandmas and my mother is really good at sewing, so I have 3 people I can call. Like, oh, how do you do? Oh, the description for this pattern says I should do like this and this. How do they mean? So, unfortunately, they live a little bit too far away from me, so they can't come and show me so often, but I can often call them and we can talk on the phone, and then I try it, and it usually works out well. He's a really snuggle buddy today. It's a tough life being a bulldog, chasing frisbees and go on long walks and play with the pug. Yeah. Also, I have been doing some more cross stitch. I showed you the last time my T-Rex, Tyrannosaurus Rex with a teacup and hat that I made. I was really pleased with it. I haven't found any frames yet for it. I'm not sure how you're supposed to like handle cross stitches after you have woven in the ends. I figure it needs like some kind of wash, but I'm not sure, or if I'm supposed to like iron it, or how I do like the finishing stuff. So it's laying to rest while I figure out how I'm supposed to finish it properly, and then I'm hoping to find some fancy like Victorian frame for it, like with a big fancy frame. I visualize it like a really cool thing, and I couldn't wait many hours after I finished the first until I was looking for some other pattern, and then I have been watching a lot of other podcasts, like Knit with Heart, Knit One Heart 2, sorry, and they, I think it's Wendy who has been doing like a sampler from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, and then I have seen on Instagram that many people are doing them, and I went to take a look on the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery webpage, and I found Elements of Love. Let's see. So it's so really cute, and sorry Frank. And I have started my own. I couldn't get hold of any like colored fabric, and I didn't want to order like from Etsy and wait for weeks. So I took the fabric that the lady in the quilt shop here helped me pick out for my last cross stitch. So I need to fill in the eyes and then do the I love you part. And now my needle fell off. Then I need to go on a needle hunt later. Yeah, so, oh, there it is. I have this cute needle minder there. So, but as this wasn't enough, I'm planning for my next cross stitch, because I figure that I will finish up the Elements of Love one probably during the weekend or maybe early next week. And I was looking around on Etsy and there is so many cross stitches. So I'm feeling that this is an interest that will get stuck on me. I found on Stitch Bucket, the Etsy, I found this cute Darth Vader cross stitch that I really need to do. So I have printed it out and I'm planning to do it next. The problem I found is when I did this, I figured out it looks like it's really small, and then I measured like the outer border with the description, and it is smaller. And then I started to think, because all cross stitches I have found so far are using, they say like 14 count, and then I figured 14 count is on what, and then I was looking and it says, I figured it's probably counts 14 counts per inch, and then I started counting on the fabric, and this one is not 14 on an inch, so it's actually smaller, so that's why my cross stitch turned out smaller. So I went back to my fabric store and bought some real 14 count for my next cross stitch. The problem is that the fabric we have here, it's Aida, just as you get in the US, I guess. But here they are measured in centimeters, so this one is 8 squares per centimeter, which will be like 20 or 20, yeah, my math isn't good, yeah, 20, about 21 counts on inch measurements. So that's why my cross stitch turned out really small, but I figured out it's really cute, so I'm continuing with it. But I'm planning to do some of the other cross stitches on the real 14 count, which is 5.6 squares per centimeter. Yeah. So I learned something new. That's always good. So I need to check up. Yeah, now I have come to Knitting Desire, and there I have something I really want, to knit, but I'm not sure if I dare to. I'm probably quite slow in the knitting movement, but I know that a lot of people have been knitting the Hitofudge. I'm not sure how you say it, but yeah, Hitofudge, like sweater, cardigan maybe. It's without buttons, so yeah. By Hiroko Fukatsu. I want to knit it for myself. It's a beautiful sweater with lace borders, if you haven't seen it. And I figured now I have been knitting I knitted the Rock the Lobster sweater for my colleague at work, and I'm knitting the Skappelgenser for another colleague at work, and I figured that I could buy yarn and make a Hitofudge for myself, but I'm not sure if like the shape of the sweater is going to fit me, since I have quite wide shoulders, and yeah, I'm not the tiniest person in the world, if you say so. Quite big on my hips and big and like quite wide shoulders, so I'm not sure if the shape would fit me, but I need to think about it. I was looking at a Swedish yarn shop, since I haven't found any shops in Norway who has the Madeleine Tosh light, maybe it is, that is like suggested. I found it in a Swedish shop in a really nice like bluish green, or it's a quite hard color to describe, but somewhere between a dark green and a dark blue, and that's a color I really like. I have knitted another sweater in like a petroleum green bluish yarn, and it turned out really, really well. I figure I would like to have it with black, my easy plain dress, or like for summer when it's cold I want to have something a little bit warm but not too warm, so I figured a lace sweater would probably be nice, but I need to figure out if I would fit in it or not, or maybe I should just throw away the fears, order the yarn, and then I can order it to my family and they can bring it when they come to me to Easter, so I can have it like a spring knitting for myself. I'm not sure, but maybe I should do that. I don't know. Do you have like any experience with the Hitofudge? Please send me a text with your thoughts. I would really, really appreciate it if you have any. Yeah, and also that's not all my knitting desire. I also have a sock pattern as a knitting desire. It's called Mexican Water Lattice. Let's see, by Linda Jo Park. And there's quite a funny story why I found this pattern, because usually I find the patterns either by the mentioning in other podcasts, or when I'm looking around on Ravelry, drowning in the patterns and just clicking around. But I was showing a picture of my Arne and Carlos socks on Instagram, and then Karen, who is Darth Nitty on Instagram, she wrote, "Oh, is this the Arne and Carlos yarn?" And then I wrote and told her, "Yes, it is." And then she tagged me in another of her friends' Instagram pictures, where she had knitted like almost the same sock as me. So we were sock twins. Caroline, the girl is called, who is Dunder Knit on Instagram. So we wrote a little bit and talked about how funny it was that we have knitted almost the same sock, and it was really fun. and then I was looking on Caroline's Instagram feed, and she posted a picture of several of her socks, and she had knitted a pair of these Mexican water lattice socks that was so gorgeous. So now, I want to knit myself a pair. I have quite a lot of like variegated yarns, and I figured that would be perfect for that kind of pattern. I haven't looked into it so much, but I think it is like slipped stitches in some way. That usually helps with pooling and variegated yarns to make it look really, really beautiful. So yeah, that's my knitting desire for this week. And then I have what I think is my biggest part in this podcast today. In my mail. Maybe I should rename it to Stash a Lot, since that seems to be all I'm doing. My first thing was that Pickles, the shop in Oslo in Norway, they had 20% off for all orders last week. So if you ordered for Easter knits, you could get 20% off. And I wasn't slow on ordering a big bunch of yarn. So let's see. So that's where I got the Abuelita 4-ply. Bag attack. The Abuelita 4-ply is one of the yarns they have that they sell. So I got yarn for the baby kit. Stay. And then I got some Abuelita Merino worsted in this beautiful green color. I'm thinking about making a baby hat, or probably several baby hats, since it's quite much yarn. This is actually one of my favorite yarns. It's a single ply. It's actually more green, more saturated green, a warmer green, maybe. It's a warmer and more saturated green in real life, but I really love this single ply yarn, Abuelita Merino worsted. I have knitted hats and sweaters of it, both for me and for baby knits. So it's one of my favorites. It's just perfect if you can handle the pilling, because it's a soft merino single ply, so it do some pilling, but actually I do not mind. And then I wanted to knit another baby kit, so I had some Pickles extra fine merino in a spring green at home, and I'm going to have it as an accent color on a sweater, pants and hat that's going to have this caramel and this chocolate. Actually, I should do like this. So the main body will be in this caramel color, and the end of the arms and the collar, I think, is going to be in the brown. The pants is going to be in the brown, and then I'm going to have like patterning in green. That's my plan. I have bought several of skeins of these, and this is one of Pickles' own yarns. So it's 100% merino. It's 50 grams skein from, I think they have it from Italy. Yes. This is also one of my favorites for baby knits. Maybe I should do a baby knit episode. It seems like it. Yeah, and then I got some yarn from Jinx Yarns again. If you haven't seen the Dyer's Notebook podcast, you should check it out. It's Laura that dyes beautiful, beautiful yarn. I have got some of her Christmas yarn from this year, and I got some the purple yarn that I knitted my Norby hat, the one with the tangles, tassels, maybe you say. Anyways, the hat that I knitted, and now she had a colorway named Easter egg. So I got one. It's really, really light colors, which is quite unusual for me because I almost always knit in quite dark and or at least saturated colors. So this springy colorway with pinks and yellows and purple and greens in really, really light pastel colors almost. It's quite unusual for me, but I think it will be really, really pretty. It's on her strong sport base. So let's see, it's 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. 328 yards, 100 grams. So I'm looking forward to knit some Easter socks in this. And then I have, let's see, I have so much things. I found from James, who has the Dancing Geek podcast. He talked a lot last autumn about Countess Ablaze. So hard to say. And I ordered some yarns from her last autumn. I haven't knitted with it yet, but it's really pretty. And now I found I got like newsletter mail, and I saw some sock blanks. So I have put it. So it's like gray in the bottom, and then it's like this specks of color. So I'm really, really excited, and it's sparkly. I am really excited to knit with this. I have never knitted with a sock blank before. I know that a lot of people have been doing it, and I am really excited about it. I tried to explain it to my boyfriend why you want to knit from something that is already knitted, but he really didn't understand it. He was like, "Oh, but it will be all crinkly, and why do you knit it up? It's so much extra work." But I think it will be beautiful, beautiful socks. This is on her Viscount of Spark sock blank. It's one of a kind, so one of a kind 2. So I don't think it has a colorway name then. It's 75% merino, 20% nylon, and 5% stellina. So yeah, one more of my stash things. And then, as this wasn't enough, sorry, I got some turtle pearl yarns. They have been doing a limited edition yarn since Leonard Nimoy died. They made a live long and prosper yarn, and it's so pretty. Blues and blacks and golds, so it's striping. One for each sock. If you're not familiar, it's the clothing, like a uniform, are in this color. So I'm looking forward to knit up a pair of socks. My boyfriend saw this and he took it and said, "Oh, you can knit socks for me." So this will probably be my live long and prosper boyfriend socks. We had a little talk about how I'm going to knit the socks. So it will probably be toe up with the afterthought heel, and he says, "Oh, I don't want that that ribbing you do all the time. I want to have the ribbing you have on these socks that I have taken. So I had to check out, oh, what ribbing did I do? So actually he prefer the 1x1 twisted rib. So it will be self-striping after 4th heel and then 1x1 twisted rib at the top. So this is probably, if I'm not going to knit myself Easter socks, this will probably be the next pair of socks I cast on. But I will show you next week which it will be, if I'm not stuck with my cross stitch. And then I got some fiber, since I really liked the Rolex, the Queen of Hearts Rolex that I'm spinning at the moment. I got some other Rolex to try out to see if I enjoy it even in other fiber contents. So I found on Etsy Broadway Creations. Her name is Jessica. This is her card. Oh, I really don't like how it's not so sharp. But I will put links in my show notes as always. And I found this royal purple. So it's purple and white. It's merino, bamboo and silk. It's 5.5 ounces. I think it's 8 of these Rolex. I'm looking forward to spin them. But then I couldn't resist when I was looking around. I found the Woolly Witch, Water Horse of Loch Ness is the colorway. This is like the sticker. So it's Merino, Angelina, Firestar and Bamboo. And here it is. Maybe I should do this. It's a little bit more green in reality, but it's bluish greens, sparkle golden and some white. And they came in with 4 of these Rolex, and I actually bought 3 packages, so I have 12 of these Rolex to try out. So that would be really awesome. She also sent some, like, she called them sweet rolls, like small tiny tryouts in a sand and a pumpkin colorways. They were really pretty, but I forgot them somewhere. But yeah. And last in my stash a lot, but not least. And anyway, last but not least, yes. Terry, who has bags by Terry. So these gorgeous bags. Oh, sorry. So that was the alarm for my boyfriend to go up. Bags by Terry. He makes gorgeous bags. I ordered a bag last Christmas with mustaches on. Beautiful bag that my boyfriend has for his sewing projects. So I didn't have any use of it. But he uses it all the time, so he loves it. And then I figured I need to get another bag from Terry. And then this beauty showed up in his Etsy shop. Walking Dead. It's so awesome. So it's a bag with a zipper with his Bags by Terry mark. It's a good hang on the other side, and with this Walking Dead series comics on the outside, and then it's zombies on the inside. I keep my skull Mittens inside. The thing I enjoy is it's quite sturdy, so it stands good open by itself. and it has pockets on the inside, so I can have like a pen, my knitting needles, scissor, and measuring tape, and the pocket fabric is the same fabric as the outside, and then the lining is matching up with zombies. And also I got a really nice note, thank you Terry, where he wrote, some of it he wrote that he hopes that my boyfriend won't steal this bag too. So thank you Terry for sewing such gorgeous bags. He's not stealing this one. When he saw it, he was like, "Ooh, did you get it?" I said, "No, it's mine. Don't take it. It's mine. You can buy your own bags." So this is my zombie bag. I brought this bag to the knitting cinema, and we had like a knitting cafe after the movie, and I had this for my mitten, and there's another girl who really loves Walking Dead, and she was like, "Oh, where did you get this?" So yeah, it's a gorgeous bag. I bet everyone wants to steal it from me, but it's mine, and mine only. So yeah, if you're looking for good quality, sturdy, zippered bags, you should really check out Bags by Terry. He is awesome. So yeah, I can't say enough good things about it. So yeah, that's all of my things. I have been talking for quite a long time. It feels good to be having quite much to talk about again. I know that the last episodes have been quite short. I haven't been having so much energy, but now I feel that my mojo is coming back. I knit and I spin, and I accidentally ordered a lot of beautiful stuff. I have really been enjoying seeing on Instagram what other people are knitting, and some people are commenting in the Reverie group, and I really thank you very much for it. I really appreciate that you are commenting what you think, and if thoughts about what I'm talking about, or I'm thinking about having a suggestions and questions thread. So if you have any questions for me or suggestions what you want me to talk about, you can like comment it there or comment down in YouTube comments. Please subscribe if you like to. I saw that I have passed 100 subscribers, so I was bouncing up and down. So thank you very much. You're all awesome. And I will try to cut this together. I will actually try another program for cutting my episode together. So hopefully I will make it work good and I can upload it as fast as I can. So you will hopefully see this on Sunday or Monday. I have a really slow internet, so I can only upload in the nights after we have gone to bed, and then I have to put it off when my boyfriend needs his computer and I need my computer. So I hope you can get it on Sunday or Monday, and hopefully I can get back on a schedule, but I can't control the weather, but I hope that I can talk with you soon again. Have a really nice weekend, or week if you're listening on Monday or Tuesday. Comment if you want to. Give me a thumbs up if you want to. Follow me on Instagram. I'm Distortion. So have a nice time. Keep on knitting, and I will see you later. Bye!